It began like any other night of sky watching at the Atlas Observatory in Chile. But by dawn, the world would have a new mystery on its hands. On July 1, 2025, NASA's Atlas Survey telescope spotted something no one expected, the third interstellar object in history. Its name, 3I/Atlas. This wasn't just another comet or asteroid. This thing was fast, moving at over 150,000 miles per hour, far too fast to be trapped by the sun's gravity. But then, something happened that even the best orbital mechanics couldn't explain. For a brief moment, its trajectory bent. A shift in its course, subtle but real. And right then, NASA's live feed cut out. Officials later called it a technical issue. But millions of people watching live were left in silence, staring at a black screen, wondering if they had just witnessed something history would never explain. The discovery at 4:12 UTC, July 1, the Atlas telescope in Pacan, Chile, logged a faint dot. Just a handful of pixels on a screen. But the software flagged it immediately. Its speed and trajectory didn't match any asteroid or comet in our system. Within hours, teams at the Canary Islands and Zwicky Transient Facility in California confirmed it, an object cutting straight through our solar system on a hyperbolic path. That single word, hyperbolic, meant only one thing: this object came from another star system. And with it, the countdown began. Every telescope on Earth, from Hawaii to Spain, pivoted to track it. Space telescopes like Hubble and James Webb were queued for emergency observations. Scientists scrambled. This was a once-in-a-generation chance. The legacy of interstellar visitors. To understand why the world reacted with such urgency, you have to remember the history. The first interstellar visitor was detected in 2017, Oumuamua. A cigar-shaped mystery object that didn't behave like a comet, didn't outgaze like it should, and left astronomers divided to this day. The second came in 2019, Comet Borisov, a textbook comet but with exotic chemistry, rich in carbon monoxide. Initial estimates suggested a nucleus nearly 10 kilometers across, about the size of Mount Everest. A monster compared to Oumuamua, and active enough to sprout a faint blue coma as sunlight struck its icy surface. But unlike Borisov, its data didn't stay simple for long. The numbers that didn't add up. By July 2, the orbital calculations were complete. Perihelion, 1.4 astronomical units, just inside Mars' orbit. Closest approach to Earth, 1.88 astronomical units, about 270 million kilometers. Safe, yes. But here's the problem: something didn't fit. All orbital models showed a smooth hyperbolic escape trajectory. Yet, in the raw tracking logs, there was a moment, short, precise, and undeniable, where the object bent off course. That wasn't supposed to happen. Gravity obeys rules. Comets follow the math. Interstellar objects aren't supposed to swerve. But 3I/Atlas did. The cut feed on July 3, NASA prepared a public livestream. Millions tuned in to watch the object streak through the sky in real time. At first, everything looked routine, a faint but visible streak of light against the stars. Then, the trajectory on screen wobbled. The line predictions and the actual track didn't match. Astronomers monitoring the feed exchanged hushed words. And just like that, the broadcast cut to black. An hour later, NASA issued a statement: technical malfunction. But people had already seen it. Social media erupted with theories. This isn't the first time the skies have unsettled civilizations. In ancient China, records speak of broom stars, sudden comets sweeping across the night sky. They weren't seen as cosmic ice balls, but as omens, harbingers of change. In Europe, Halley's comet terrified medieval kings and priests. Whole wars and plagues were said to be foretold in its shimmering tail. And now, in 2025, we were once again left staring into silence with more questions than answers. Science? Or something else? Let's be clear, most astronomers believe there's a natural explanation. Outgassing jets can push a comet slightly off course, like thrusters firing on a spacecraft. That's one theory. But in this case, the spectral data didn't match. The usual chemical signatures weren't there. And the shift in motion wasn't random, it was smooth, consistent, almost intentional. Some whispered the comparison, Oumuamua 2.0. Not a rock. Not a comet. Something engineered. Of course, no one at NASA said that officially. But privately, the debate raged. Why it matters whether natural or not, 3I/Atlas is a message. A reminder that we are not alone in this galaxy, not in space, and not in history. Interstellar visitors cross our skies more often than we realize. Most slip past unnoticed. But every so often, one enters our telescope's gaze and forces us to rethink everything we thought we knew. Is 3I/Atlas just a comet, or a craft? A fluke of ice and rock, or a signal of something watching? The official records will say it was a comet. The orbital anomalies will sit buried in the data. The cut feed will be chalked up to glitches. But for those who saw it, for those who read between the lines, this visitor leaves a question that refuses to fade, and that's where we stand. 3I/Atlas is gone, already racing out of the solar system, outbound into the stars. But the questions remain. Did we just watch another comet? Or did we glimpse something built? You decide. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe for updates on the next discovery, because if history has taught us anything, it's this: the sky always has another secret waiting.